Здравствуйте! Добро пожаловать на мои мини-уроки. Сегодня мы поговорим о слове большинство. Что это значит? Большинство значит majority. The majority of people. For example, after большинство, we use the genitive case. But the question is, should we use the verb in singular or in plural? Now you're going to see that you can use both. However, there are situations where it's better to use the verb in singular, and there are those where it's better to use the verb in plural. Let's see the first situation. Большинство сказало правду. The majority told the truth. As you can see, we use сказало because we don't have any noun after the word большинство. So большинство already functions like a noun in the neuter gender and in singular. You see, большинство сказало. It's neuter because большинство finishes with о and it's neuter. Now another situation. Большинство населения сказало правду. Населения means population, the majority of the population. It's in genitive singular. It's very important, genitive singular. That's why it's better to use the verb in singular. So you already have two situations. When we have no noun after большинство, use singular. When you have a noun in genitive singular, use singular. But the last example is the most tricky one. Большинство людей сказало правду. Here we have людей. It's genitive plural. And люди is an animate noun. Here we speak about people. However, we use сказала in singular. In reality, here we can use both. We can use the verb in singular and the verb in plural. Pay attention to the last example on the right. Большинство людей сказали правду. It's the same, right? But we use сказали. It depends on what we are thinking. If we want to make the word большинство more important, then we use the verb in singular. If we want to make the word людей more important, then we use the verb in plural. Besides, using the verb in plural adds a special meaning, an additional meaning. It means that those people told the truth separately, not as a group. Each of them told the truth. When you use the verb in singular, you give this additional meaning of people acting as a group. So the majority of people told the truth. Maybe they were all in the same room, or they acted like a group. This is when we use the verb in singular. But there are situations where it's better to use the verb in plural. Let's see them. Большинство домов были старыми. The majority of the houses were old. It's very important to see that here we have an adjective afterwards. And this adjective is in plural. Here we speak of many houses. The adjective has to be plural. That's why the verb быть has to be in plural as well. Otherwise, it doesn't sound fine. So, большинство домов были старыми. If you have an adjective and the verb быть, use plural. Then we have большинство людей, которые работали на заводе, сказали правду. The majority of people that worked or who worked at the factory told the truth. You see, here we have людей, it's genitive plural, and afterwards we have a subordinate clause with которые. So людей and the verb are separated by many words. To make it easier to understand it, we prefer to use the verb in plural. And besides, here you see that которые is plural. Работали is plural. So сказали sounds more logical in plural rather than сказала. And you see that the last two examples, they are the same and they are both correct. So the question whether I should use the verb in singular or in plural can be answered very clearly. Sometimes it's preferable to use the verb in singular. Sometimes it's better to use the verb in plural. But grammatically, both options are correct. Now you know how to use the word большинство and the verbs with this word. See you at my mini lessons next time. Пока-пока!